Hi there. I'd like to take a few minutes, talk about a build that I've been enjoying in NIGHTREIGN recently. So this is a successive hit quality bird build, and it turns out to be pretty decent really. The two important relics that I'm going to utilize for this build. First, the stat changing relic for the bird. You can get that at the sigil signboard with the sigil currency after you beat the Dreadlord. Second is the Undertaker remembrance relic that has the successive hits improves attack power on it. Now, if the information I've collected off the internet for these relics is true, which the internet never lies, the stat changing relic for the bird should give him 9 strength and 19 dex. It also has a plus 3 strength and plus 3 dex on it. All that adds up to 51 strength, 51 dex for the bird at level 15, which is pretty insane. Reports on the successive hits improves attack power is that at the last tier, you get a 35% boost in damage, which is quite a lot. All this turns the bird into basically like a really good quality build successive hit monster. The bird naturally has good HP, really high stamina, and high poise. This plays well for these faster weapons when you want to get the consecutive hits in and maximize the successive hit bonus. And since his stats are now shifted to total quality, he can get the most out of straight swords. He'll do more damage with straight swords than any character in the game at this point. I really like straight swords with him, but all that dex, he can easily use just about anything else in the game that's fast, be it dual twin blade jump attacks, dual jump curve swords, any type of fist weapons, you name it, and he can basically use it and get a lot of damage out of it. As far as the third relic's concerned, it's kind of just use what you like. I've run a bunch of different things, anything from partial HP recovery to the bird perk where you heal on his ult. Also, I think a stamina regen on hit would be quite good for this, as you still do gotta fight stamina a little bit. One thing that's slightly annoying trying to run this setup is the chalice limitations. I think there's one chalice that's red, green, green, and the bird stat changing relic is red, and then the Undertaker relic is green. So that's pretty much the one you gotta use. So you gotta use a green relic for the third when you're playing in night mode. In Deep of Night mode, this would open up a lot more, as you can get the stat changing relic on different colors from the deep relics. Passives to watch out for, pretty much the same as usual. Successive hits negate damage is always really good on these quick hitting builds where you're kind of tanking a bit. Same thing with taking damage improves damage negation. Full damage to HP, at least one, is always nice. And then after you find a few damage negation passives, you can always start catering towards offense with melee attack, dual wielding, improves attack power, things like that. Something I love on the curved swords is the dashed attacks. Dual curved sword dash attacks are like one of my favorite things in the game. So keeping an eye out for that passive could be viable if you settle on dual curved swords. It's a lot of fun. All these clips are just from normal mode runs. I haven't played a whole lot of Deep of Night since the DLC drop. We're going to get back into it soon once I get a better feel for the new characters and some of these relic setups and what I want to try just to have some fun and do decent at the same time. That being said, I do think this bird setup could be viable in Deep of Night, even in the higher depths. Obviously, you're not going to tank and trade at those depths, but the weapons are quick, so playing clean isn't an issue at that point, and you can still get in a lot of hits. Also, deep mode, you're not going to need to use that normal red relic. It's going to open the options for the build with the relics quite a bit. That's all I got for now. Until next time, have fun.